Yeah, you can cut it.
Hey, Reese. There's going to be a bit of a delay. You might be able to keep going until a couple people populate, but it's probably really loud on there. There's a bit of a delay. I know it's like a 10-second, 12-second delay. So that's going to be a thing. And we're going to hopefully have some questions. So yeah, I've got my dad here for a bit of time, and I'm back home for the weekend for the first time in a couple months because of the quarantine and the restrictions on travel. And I brought a motorcycle back because it's just been sitting in my buddy Joe's garage, kind of rusting, I guess, not really getting any use. And I brought a trailer back with me. My buddy Quinn needed some welding done, and that's what was going on behind us. One of the fenders had a broken weld, and so we're doing that today, and figured we'd jump on and ask any little questions you guys have with building out a van or things for my dad since he's here for a little bit. Oh, and yeah, Archer and Rocky, I don't know how much they're going to show up in this. Archer's at my mom's right now because it was going to be loud, and I'm cleaning the van out for the first time in a while. And Rocky's loafing over there with Lucas. Lucas has got him over there, but he might walk by. Hey, yeah, actually, Quinn is on here. He said, yes, fix my trailer. So how do I like the 2-fan setup? Oh, wait, yeah, Dad, do you want to talk about your arm really quick? You could just say you burned it. I mean, he had an accident and he burned it.
I see acetylene filled my arm, a coat, leaky torch.
And so now he's bandaged up for a bit. It's been that way for what, 2 weeks now? So
I'm on the heel though.
Yeah. But yeah, the 2-fan setup, it's good. I think it creates a good circulation, which I think was always the plan, was to have something so when I'm cooking or I just need to get the hot air out, we wanted to be able to cycle it through the van. One of the things that is a little bit of a bummer is that if I want to put in like a roof AC unit, I'll probably have to remove one of those. But I mean, those roof AC units have fans, internal fans.
Yeah.
And so it would probably serve as the same thing, but then it would take up head space. So you'd probably put it over the bed, I guess. Is there a plan to fix the AC in the van? We were actually just talking about that a little earlier with my latest upload, the quarantine part 3 video. I showed the little ductwork I had hooked up to it to help circulate that air to the ceiling, because cold air drops. And the idea is to have, maybe if we can get some smaller ductwork, something to ventilate it up to the top, but run it through the walls. And I have a little space there behind the sink where I have the outlet and the switch, and I'm hoping to run 2 or 3 lines up that way and then ventilate out the top. Did I say the Patreons or the Shopify is live at the beginning of this? I don't know if I did. The Shopify is live now too, if you guys are interested in getting any little merchandise things. I think I have a couple stickers on me, but there's stickers available and things, shirts, and then the air fresheners are still being manufactured and fulfilled, so they'll be here next week, and then we'll send those out. But I think you can order them right now.
If you want stickers,
you can check them out. Yeah, it's a little
cool.
Us, and then a little Archer.
All right, so
and then that looks pretty close.
Put these on my lunchbox.
Yeah.
I'll be the rage at the mill. Oh, yeah.
Final verdict on the AC in the van. Would you recommend the setup? And what would you have done, Jake? Final verdict is that we probably should have mounted it higher. I don't want to give up on it yet, though. I still think, like, now that I've put that ventilation in there to
Too much.
bring it up, it does cool off in there. I get it to about like 72, but it's kind of ugly the way I have it hooked up, and we have to come up with a way to make it look a little more seamless, which is more work. And that took a lot of time in itself just to get that thing in there and mount it and put holes through the bottom. It's uglier to mount it higher out the back or through the side of the van, and it's more of like a visual eyesore if you want to be like stealthy. But it would probably be an easier route than what we're trying to do now to work around it. And I still think it's a good, cheap way, if you did that way, to mount your AC versus getting a roof-mounted RV AC unit. But it's not the easiest thing to do, I guess.
Sit down with it. There you go.
Yeah, so there are some really great solar cell AC units now that you can run 24/7 and 365 days a night a year, low wattage, and keep you cool. I've been looking into things like that, which is awesome. I wish I knew more before going into it and doing all the stuff that we did, because we kind of built everything around that.
Technology changes day to day.
Right.
So.
Things are always going to change, and there's always going to be better things. And I guess everything's so modular within a van, you can kind of fix it or change it if you've got the time. And then things could change about the van. Yeah, so I plan on doing a video about things I'd like to change in the van. Once we finish the build series, which I'm here, we're going to record 2 more segments about the kitchen and the bathroom. And then from that, we'll do the bedroom and garage, and then whatever exterior stuff we put on, which was just a ladder, the little wind deflector at the top, and then a tire mount at the back. Once we have all those done and released, I'm going to do like a full walkthrough of like an update of what things look like, because a lot of things have been beaten up and used for 2 years now, and things have broken, and things haven't worked as perfectly as we'd hoped. Some things did hold up and work just fine, and so I'll do like a little review of what did and didn't work. I'll do a whole budget breakdown so everyone can see where the money went, because I get that a lot too, of like, oh, you must have a golden toilet, $17,000, and it's like, it costs a lot of money to put what we put into the van. You know, if we didn't put a bathroom and running water and a full solar setup, that's a different story. But the costs add up. It's quick, that bill.
The savings of not paying rent, all that outweighing the cost of what it did take in efforts and money.
Oh yeah.
You know, I mean, that you weigh that all out. Not paying.
That's true. I could talk about that.
Yeah, because that's the whole reason.
Well, I mean,
get off the grid kind of.
It's kind of cheap to live in Indy, because it's what? If I wanted to live in an apartment on my own,
right,
and then with utilities and everything, it'd probably be like $750 a month.
And that's just a little bitty studio type setup.
Yeah, like a single bedroom, single bath type setup, which
the closet.
It's a small place, but then, you know, if you add that up and the amount of time I've spent in the van over 2 years, $750 a month, it's pretty much paid itself off, I guess. Not the cost of the van itself,
but then the trips you make,
but the build out costs. Yeah, and then you can just get up and go,
and you don't pay for a hotel room and that kind of thing. So it would be a study that you probably need to do and tell everybody about it. You know, just say I could have paid this much to stay in this hotel here because we went to this place, that this is what it costs to get a room there, you know.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, on trips alone, we've saved a bunch of
Right.
money.
Exactly.
uh,
And the adventure.
yeah, I mean, it is a
That's
huge learning
priceless.
experience. It's funny looking back at all the build stuff that we've done, and I was pretty green going into all of this.
I talked to a hippie uncle of mine about 3 weeks ago. He lived in a van.
Hmm.
And this was a Volkswagen van for 2 years.
Well, that was
Beautiful.
that was a little more of a
And it was
thing.
extreme.
Yeah.
But he said it's an experience that he'll never forget. And just so
That's something to think about.
priceless.
Dodge versus Ford or Mercedes or Nissan. I think the reason I went with the Dodge was just because of the dimensions of it. And it had enough. I could have used it when we went rock climbing and having to scale up some loose dirt or gravel paths.
And that was in the van.
Yeah. And then, I don't know. I think gas mileage is fine on it. Maybe side to side and having space for that. And if you were to do like one of the Mercedes Sprinters or whatever, you have to get those flares that open the space up, which is like $1,500. So I just didn't have the money to spend on that. But yeah, the transmission did go bad right away. That's because I bought a used one after 60,000 miles. A lot of these vans, when you buy them, shipping companies, if they're transportation vehicles, and so they
Overload them.
beat the shit out of them, and then they hit that 60 mile. They pass up their warranties, and then they sell them.
And you weren't driving in the tow haul option.
And I wasn't driving in the tow haul option. No, the transmission went out right away. And I think too, you can get an inspection. You can get like a vehicle inspection, pay somebody to come and make sure that everything's running properly or everything's checking the right boxes before you go and buy it, so you don't end up buying something that puts you into a further hole. But I would say always get yourself an insurance policy that'll cover everything before you pull the trigger on it, because it's a vehicle. Something's going to go wrong on it. That's just what happens. The difference is you live in it.
It reminds me a lot of buying a commercial mower. Okay, when you know it's secondhand and it was owned by actual commercial mowing business,
Mm-hmm.
even though it looks like it's in great shape,
You know, it's gotten
and the amount of hours that are on it, you know, it got beat 7 days a week. 12
Right.
hours a day.
with a bunch of teenagers driving.
Right, doing wheelies and all that stuff. So it looks good, but odds are they're trading it in because it's hit that certain mark. So that's buyer beware kind of, yeah. Do your homework.
Reese, interested in, you might not really want to do it for the right reasons. I feel like if you want to get into filmmaking, you already be doing it and making videos on your own or with your friends. And as you do that, you're going to run into people who also do it and then who know other people. It's all about who you know. And that's how you really get started. You can go to school for it and meet people similar minded to you, but you don't necessarily need that to start getting work, because no one checks if you went to school for film.
Sure.
They just want to know if you can use a C-stand.
See always stickers.
Really love your videos. There, put a smile on my face. Thanks for everything you do. Much love to you too. Thank you, Anna Marie. If we could do it again, we use different
I'm gonna
materials.
have to get some of these. Stick them in your,
Yes, I think if we can do it
I'm gonna put them
again,
on my lunchbox that I take to work.
and if we were, if I knew how to weld like aluminum, I think we would do aluminum framing for stuff. You know, you would save a
more
ton
lightweight,
of weight.
Yeah.
And then that in turn helps with gas mileage and everything, because right now it's all wood, because that's what we could get and we knew how to cut and frame up. And that's what Kyle and I would work with. So I would say aluminum framing if we would do it again. And there's a lot of things I would do differently, you know.
You live and learn.
maybe I would try all battery powered next time rather than doing propane, because that was a whole setup, and getting propane filled is kind of a pain in the butt depending on where you go. Where does your dad get him money? Where does he get money? Does that mean, like, what does he do for a living? Yeah, what do you do for a living?
I'm a machinist for U.S. Steel.
Yeah, what does
I
that
got
mean?
my machinist as a craft.
Mm-hmm.
And I've always done much like you. I buy, sell, fix, and work lots of overtime at the mill. Not right now.
Yeah, so what's the will make, though?
The mill?
Mill, yeah.
Oh, what's it make for me?
No, what's it do? What's the mill? What is it?
It's a steel mill. U.S. Steel is where you get your metals that are your refrigerators, your washing machines, your dryers. We make rolled steel.
Mm-hmm.
Used to be we were an integrated mill. We made everything from railroad rails to the spikes that hold the rail down to the pipe, everything. That was when we were an integrated mill. We made everything that made that mill in that mill, all out of iron processes, making it into different grades of steel. Where now we're more specific. We do more of the rolling sheet for automobiles,
Yeah.
Mini mills have taken over a lot of the other stuff.
And then anything else that he knows how to do is from trying and buying an old farmhouse, which is what we're in right now, an old barn. So
back in the day, the old, if I wanted something nice, I dug it out of the garbage because the rich kid was getting something new and his dad was throwing his old stuff away because it wasn't working quite right. So I had to fix it. And I had it.
All right. What other places do you plan on visiting when you can? I don't know. I think the next trip would be probably heading out to Washington or Oregon to film with some skaters that we've got out there. That would be fun.
That's cool. You go see Brad.
Brad?
And my uncle.
Oh, that's that where he is at?
Yeah.
That's where, what's his name is? He was just here. Cousin Michael, right?
Yeah.
He's out there?
He's in Oregon.
Yeah. Washington, Oregon. Or you're saying he's in Washington.
He's in Washington.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got you.
Michael's in Oregon.
Are you planning any upgrades to the van? Yes, maybe. I don't know. I'd like to upgrade my batteries. We're in a place now where we want to try to get some sponsorship or at least some product placement stuff. Maybe we can get some lithium-ion batteries and try to run like an oven off of batteries and some heaters off of batteries. Just maybe eliminate propane as much as we can and try that out. Who knows? That would be the next step. And then I do want to rework my rear tire and get some tool boxes mounted to the back so I have a little bit more storage, and then maybe a pull behind trailer or something like that. Other than that, it's just small little touch-ups here and there. Oh, and the dent. I want to get that dent out eventually. That's not an upgrade. That's just a fix. Favorite memory growing up that involves your dad? You guys ever fix anything up or go on any trips? I mean, my whole childhood was fixing pieces of crap. Well, I didn't really fix the piece of crap. I broke it.
Broke the pieces of crap after I put the pieces of crap together, and then I put the pieces of crap back together. But you helped me, and you learned.
Yeah, that was a lot of what we did around here. We had a lot of four-wheelers and dirt bikes and snowmobiles and go-karts and mopeds and whatever could move. I mean, bicycles too. I remember we would modify old Huffy frames because that's what we could afford, and we would put Haro stickers on them. And then I remember one time I went and jumped the bike and the forks broke off completely. and I face dived. But there's I don't know, a ton of memories here. And I think it was like a fun Neverland kind of thing because
You stop that.
all my buddies would want to come here. There was kind of no rules.
Paintball,
You could do
right.
whatever you wanted here as long as you just didn't die. A lot of kids got hurt here, including myself. But yeah, a lot of fun stuff. Next, Krusty Crusaders adventure. That little mini bike's actually back there, and we're going to try to sell it here in a bit. But
If you want to buy it, just let us know.
yeah, every year we try to do one now. I mean, that's the goal. And I think the next one is going to be another little like small displacement bike trip. Georgia, is that what we were talking about? I can't really remember. Quinn might know. And then the other guys, we might have a couple more guys coming with us this time, but we still need to get the episodes out from our last summer's trip. It's just like trying to figure out how we can balance all this stuff. Looks like your dad is drinking High Life. What are you drinking?
Drinking High Life.
Yeah.
Look, sit on my seat. Look how much younger it makes me look.
Yeah. That's Magic Lucas right there. You should like. Currently raining in Portland. I hear it rains there a lot, actually. Road flare story. Road flare. That's what this is. Tire, road flare.
I'd like to hear that one.
Well, remember, you would always give us road flares and machetes to go out in the woods, like to cut down weeds and trees and start fires or whatever, just play with them. And remember, we came across the big stack of tires and we lit them on fire with the road flares, and it was like black smoke covered the streets.
Yeah.
And then the fire department came by and it was a whole thing.
Yeah.
I
remember it well.
So my buddy Matt and I would always go out in the woods, and my dad would give us machetes and road flares, and we would just go climb trees and cut things down and make forts and catch salamanders or whatever stuff to do out here. And we found this big pile of tires, and I don't know, I don't know who it was. Him and I started the fire. We thought, oh, we could burn these, we were always burning whatever we could find. And then we didn't realize rubber, that kind of thing's illegal. And it creates a black smoke, and we were just like caked, and it was a whole thing, and it covered the street, and we're on a really busy road here. And yeah, it was a whole thing. I didn't know about the rock climbing in Boone, North Carolina, but we have talked about going out there to do some climbing next in North Carolina, actually. Sean, want to buy a pair of shoes? Yeah, we couldn't afford to do size 13s. We could only do 6 through 12 for this first round. We're in a new factory now, and we're creating new molds, and hopefully we'll have size 13s on the next round of shoes that we're going to manufacture. There's been a huge delay because of quarantines and shutdowns, so we're slowly getting back into the spin of things. You gotta leave the dent. Yeah. It's in there. It's been there longer than I thought. What, a year and a half now? It's pretty ugly. I hate it, but whatever. It might be there.
If we're going to do the modification on all the duct work, we can tear that apart.
Yeah. And change the shower walls, maybe. We'll see.
It's a lot of work.
Andrew says, hi, Lucas. You'll have to lean in and say hi. And Mom's on here. Hey, Mom. My mom says hi to you, Lucas, as well. Andrew's the guy who actually started Magic Lucas. So he's the guy who made you disappear. Unexpected. When you live in a part of Indiana that has trees. I think the dents are always more annoying when someone else does them. Yeah. But again, yeah. So that's something that happened. Like I, of course, shared that and showed Nick's reaction to getting the dent in the van. And he got a lot of hate from that, but he's a good dude, and it's just kind of funny. I mean, it's gonna happen. It's a big vehicle.
Yeah.
And
More painful for him than you,
Yeah.
probably in the long run.
whatever. It's just a dent. It didn't cause any like major damage. It's cosmetic. It can be fixed.
Mm.
If I had to pursue a trade, which do you think I would go for? I don't know. Trade. If I had to do one, I mean, you are a machinist, so you do a lot of just welding and
No, I'm a machinist, so I create a lot of things.
drill holes and stuff.
Yeah. You know.
I don't know. I
It
don't.
was picked out for my.
Right, because you were.
It was my dad. Picked
Your
it out
dad
for
was
me.
a pipe fitter,
Right.
and you had bad eyes, so you
I
couldn't
had
do
bad
it.
eyes, could weld very well, not like you need to weld.
Yeah, but did you want to be that? Did you want to do something more artistic?
Make good money.
Yeah,
Okay? No, I wanted to go to art school.
yeah,
I was a good artist.
yeah.
You know, sculptor and such. And I had two uncles that were hippies, and
And Dad,
they were starving artists. They went to college, you know, Vietnam, da.
was that grandma's brothers or?
Yeah, that was Grandma Minnie's sons.
Okay.
Okay. They were that was your grandmother's stepbrother. Yeah.
And so then what? Grandpa
So
saw
my
that
dad
and was like,
not
"Ugh."
going to. No. He was going to pay for college for 2 years. As long as our grades were good,
Mhm.
yeah, he'd pay for the next whatever it takes.
Yeah.
My grades weren't good in high school. All right, I was a partier. So
And I'm the polar opposite.
yeah, right, polar opposite. So yeah, it was picked out for me because pipe fitters, everything collapsed, and I was good with my hands and a creative mind, and so he picked that trade out for me and put me through a couple of years of trade school, and eventually it worked out very well.
Mhm. And so that's kind of why I'm doing the exact opposite, because he kind of had to do what he did. I was allowed to go after what I wanted to, more of the artsy things, I guess.
Yeah,
And
creative.
yeah,
Creative.
and so I don't know. I guess maybe I'd be a carpenter. I mean, Steve's here. How do you like carpentry?
He's very creative.
You get to be creative doing that, right? To a point.
I love it.
Yeah.
Come here, sit down.
I mean,
Sit
you
down
have
for
to
5
be,
minutes.
to a certain point, you have to do like what the client wants, but you could still be
Yeah.
creative in doing that, which is something like I'm learning as I do video work. Is you kind of have to bend over backwards for the people who are paying for the video, and so it kind of sucks that creativeness out of it and the artistic part of it. And so I think whatever you do, you can have a creative aspect to it. It's just what you choose to do with it, I guess.
Yeah, it's awesome when you get jobs that they tell you, what would you do?
Oh yeah,
Show me what
I
you
trust
would do.
you.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
That gets fun, but yeah, a lot of times your hands are tied by what they want, and at the end of the day, they're the ones that have to live with it. So.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's fun because you get to put your own puzzle together and make your own pieces while you're doing it. So
There
that's
you
why
go.
that's why I like
That's
carpentry.
very true.
And you get a finished product. You know, like you have something to look
Yeah, you
at.
get some pride in what you finished.
Mhm.
It's always fun driving around saying, I did that, I did that, I did that.
any
That odd house.
any tips for van life? I have got probably a lot of tips. It's hard to be specific. So if you are serious about that, you should shoot me an email at dogcatmanvan@gmail.com, and I'll respond to you and give you a full layout of what I think. Has anyone ever pointed out how Rocky and your dad favor each other? No. Does your dad like your tattoos?
My dad nearly jerked my arm off when I did this to myself when I was 14 because he came out of Korea. And the only reason guys would get tattoos is because they didn't plan on going home and they wanted to leave some identification so that rather than just a dog tag. So he was very mad at me. That's the only tattoo I got. Thank God I don't have any on this arm because they'd all be gone. It's been a whole bunch of wasted money.
Well, I have more. Each
one's got a good story though.
Yeah, there's stories behind everything. And it's like my generation. It's kind of cheesy. Everybody's got them. Everybody's got a sleeve, which is a little lame. But they're on there for life. Maybe I'll just let them go green and gross, kind of like what he's got on his arm.
Yeah, it was a shooting star, not looked like an octopus. Nobody knows what it is.
A deflated star.
Right. Falling star. Shooting star.
Bought my first
All-star.
project sailboat, currently fixing the engine, and eventually want to travel the sea. That would be fun.
Yeah. Well,
That'd be really cool. Good luck to
Michael.
you, Skillet. Thanks for watching. I'm
You
glad
know
I
what,
inspired you to do
you
that.
know
That's
what,
awesome.
You know what a pirate's favorite letter is, right?
No.
Well, usually people say R, but it's actually the C.
That was a good dad joke. Biggest van life challenge would be the heat. The heat has been rough, and I think if you travel with the weather, it's not as bad. And having pets, that's always a thing. The heat and the pets, that's the hardest thing. Because then you have to be conscious of if it's going to be hot that day, what the weather's going to be. Are the pets going to be in there? Do the pets need to go somewhere else? How is that all going to pan out? You just have to figure that stuff out. And it's things that you don't necessarily think about when you have a house because you have central AC and heat or whatever you've got at your home, and your pets can hang out there and be fine. As a painter, it stresses me out when people say do whatever. I can see that. Sometimes it's nice to have restrictions, especially when people are like, do whatever. And then you do something and they're like, that's not what I was thinking. Change it all. And then it like destroys your heart. So you prepare for, what were the things that you prepared for when starting van life, which turned out to be totally unnecessary? That's kind of a good question. Things that ended up being unnecessary. Well, the cell booster I bought, that was like $500 I spent on a cell booster, thinking that I would be more out and about, parking in parking lots and things like that. But as I did start living in a van, I was realizing like, well, it's easy to stay parked in, I think my dad went to the bathroom, he'll be back. Stay parked in my buddy's driveway because I have a dog and a cat and it's nice to let them out. But I don't know. Other than that, what else would be unnecessary in the van? Everything else I have in there, I use a lot. I mean, the little chalkboard I painted behind the sink, that's unnecessary. I just did that because it was there. But everything else, I don't have much in there that I don't use other than that cell booster. Found your channel a couple days ago and watched most of your videos now. Great content. Thanks, Matthew. How long would you leave your family in your van without you in there? Not long. The longest I've left them in there during a shoot is like 4 hours before I had someone come check in on them and let them out. But I don't do that if it's like hot or there's like, if it's cold, it's fine because the heater keeps everything nice in there. But the cold weather, I have to be plugged in. And then even then, I'm still worried that it'll like trip the breaker or something crazy might happen where I lose power. So I had to stay on top of it in the heat, and that's why it's hard. But Rocky's almost always with me. He's definitely like glued to my hip. He doesn't go grocery shopping with me, but other than that, he's. And then Archer If he's not outside in Joe's yard, he's sleeping in the van under a bridge or
Down by the river.
hey, from England, you need to mount your scooter on the back so you can be Dogcat Man Van's sometimes scooter.
I agree with that.
Yeah, that would be funny. I've been looking at trying to find a small bike, something that can get stowed on the back where I can hop off and fart around. And I did ride Joe's Onyx, and we're going to release a little review video later on. It's a battery-powered bike that goes 60 miles per hour. It flies. People stare at you like you're on a insane vehicle because it's a bicycle you can't hear, and then you just cruise on by. But it's light and would be easy to transport. But then you got to worry about people stealing stuff off the back of your van. Your dad is so young. Would you agree with that?
Thanks.
Oh yeah, this isn't my dad. If you thought this was my dad, no, that's not my dad.
The old turd
That's
right
my dad.
here. With the gray hair.
I'm not far behind you.
Did you grow up around animals, cats, or indoor dogs? Yes, we've always had. That's always been a thing here.
Oh, we had
The deer.
ducks. Don't
We had
forget about
ducks
the
too
ducks.
and rats. But brought a deer in the house one time. But we've always had dogs and cats. We've always like the house came with cats,
Good Lord.
right? You guys
Yeah.
bought it. This barn
It was
had
full of kittens.
a bunch of kittens in it. And
I
so
remember the baby raccoons up in the tree fort that you came across.
Yeah. I've always had cats, always had a dog, and then dogs would just show up, and then my mom especially couldn't say leave or give them up, so we ended up having quite a few dogs here. We only owned 2 at a time, but it was like we had 4 or 5, just
Oh,
because the neighbors' dogs would come and
Mhm. Yep.
everyone would bring their dogs, and then cats, that's just out of control. We still have way too many of those.
Well, once the word got out, I was teaching dogs how to swim in the pool.
Oh yeah, that was the thing. We had a dog who loved swimming. His name was Moose.
He was Labrador.
He was a big fat lab, big head too.
Really had.
He could fit like 4 tennis balls in
That
his
was
mouth.
his pool.
And he would play on his own. He would just get tennis balls, throw them into the pool on his own, let the current, because we had a little pump in it, bring it to the other end of the pool, and then jump in and then climb out the ladder once he fetched it. And he'd do that all day.
Nobody else.
Yeah, if no one else was going to throw it.
I miss him.
Rowan says hi, Steve.
What's up?
Did you consider a mini split air conditioner? Yes, I did consider a mini split. I was a little concerned on mounting and space that it would take up in the van. I was like, oh, I'd like to mount it in the back on the door, but then I didn't know if the cabinet was going to fit. They were a bit more expensive. I do think I have plans of snagging some shipping containers and a piece of land here in the future, and I want to try a mini split out because I want to store the shoes in a shipping, but I have to climate control that. So once we do that, I might try a mini split out to see how it is. And there is the mysterious Lucas. That's where he is with the crazy hat on. You probably can't see the top of his head. It's blending in there. Favorite tattoo? I don't think I've got one. Frogman. I like that one. It's kind of weird, and people are always like, "What is that?" And it's like, well, it's a frog with water wings on.
Oh yeah. When we had the pool, and you were only about what, 3, and you and I were swimming in the pool.
Yeah.
And you had your mask on, you had your little flippers on, and I was just teaching you how to take your diaper off and
Naked swimming.
naked swimming. And I said, I'm gonna run in the house, and then I got into a conversation with your mother.
Yeah. So hold on. You left a 3-year-old though, a naked 3-year-old out in the pool
With water wings.
I did have water wings on.
Yeah, I had the water wings on. And I said, I'd be right back. And you were swimming very well by then. And then I hear this bang, 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 bang on the door. Bang, 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 bang. But I can't see because there's metal from half the door down. So I'm like, what is that? So I go over to the door and I look out the door, and here you are standing there like this with your little face mask on, naked as Jaybird, and your flippers on. And I said, Anna, go get the camera. Yeah, I got my frog man.
Yeah. So that coined the term frog man. So I got a tattoo of a frog man with the floaties I had on in the water goggles. That's that story.
That's a good one. Too cute to be true.
What's been your favorite adventure so far? It was fun, that first trip we took out to the Tetons, where it was like we rushed to get the plumbing done and we rushed to get the propane ready for the first like maiden voyage out.
Everything that was done on that van was a rush.
Yeah. I
I'm
mean, it
throwing out
always,
of my apartment here in the next week, and I got to have someplace to live.
yeah,
I got an empty cargo van.
it was all a rush, but going out and seeing how it worked and like actually putting it to the test, that was a blast. And then, yeah, we did get stuck in a snowstorm and it turned into a shit show. But I mean, that's like the best time when nothing goes right. It ends. Yeah, you hate it at the time, but then when you look back, it's
That's
like
spontaneity.
that was the most fun we had. But all the trips have been great. That's just probably one that's super memorable. Favorite drink? I only really drink water.
Perrier?
Yeah. I only drink water and bubbly or whatever I have, LaCroix. So I'm not too cool with that. So yeah, that's my favorite drink. Cool. Come to the Netherlands. Yeah, that would be awesome. I would love to travel around and go out of the country and
But
do
you're gonna
more
have
of that.
Flotation devices on the van. That's going to be a
And
modification.
you have to switch the
Side.
steering wheel.
Yeah, maybe I can just do like a PVC rig where I can just drive from the other side. Are you excited for the Tony Hawk games being? Yes, I am excited for the Tony Hawk games being remade. I love the channel. Thank you, Leah. Is it Leah? Oh, they are. That's dope. I love naked swimming. Cool. Rocky is my spirit animal. He's passed out by my feet over here. Dog, cat, van, frogman. Yeah, that'd be a good name.
That's if you get a boat.
Mm-hmm.
Boat life.
Yeah.
So I can't say boat in a van.
Looks funny. Interesting. Yeah, in the van. And for some reason, the phone is faster than TV. That's weird. Yeah, so the video quality is probably not the best. I'm running it off my phone because we're out in the barn. And it's always spotty out here for some reason. I don't think there's enough towers. But we're making do with what we have, and we'll go for a bit longer here, and then we'll call it. Sorry for the bad quality. Go on a trip with you. Would your dad ever go on a trip with you in the van? Nicole, you're killing with the questions. Thank you. I doubt it. I mean, I don't know. Maybe if he had his own.
When my dad came out of here, he brought his pup tent. And I'm 3, 4, 5 years old. So we set his pup tent up in our yard. And all my buddies, it's a 4-man pup tent. And I said, Dad, aren't you going to come out and sleep with us out here? Kid, I did that for 2 years in the snow. And no, I am not going to sleep in this tent anymore.
Yeah. So I think if hell freezes over, maybe if there's no other option. But
You're right.
I don't think so. I don't think he will.
You'd go on a trip with you to the liquor store.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe if we did like a fishing trip and you had your own like pull behind or something, that would be something.
Yeah. What? Yeah,
Down the
right,
line.
Yeah. I'd pull behind a hotel.
Yeah. Or like those real fancy glam. But I mean, it's just not big.
It's cramped glamping.
What is your relationship between everybody? Family, partners, friends. Are you guys partners? I'm just kidding.
Have to chop
That
this June
wait,
bug in half.
Dad. This is Steve Carpenter. Which how did you even come across Steve? Was it Papo or no?
Yeah,
The Papo.
Right.
Papo's a guy.
A contractor. Was a contractor.
He
And
thinks he was.
Thinks he was.
really loud.
So this
talking
guy
about-
called someone else he knew, said he needed a good carpenter to handle a bunch of shit that he didn't want to handle anymore.
Yeah.
That's how I got involved.
And so he's just here
No, I'm
all the time.
I'm the resident carpenter. I
Yeah.
come by just to shoot the shit most of the time.
And then he brings his son.
Yeah.
Who is the disappearing Lucas, Magic Lucas.
Yes.
And
Which
that's the really
coincidentally enough, I bring him out here to get him off of YouTube.
cool-
'Cause that's all he does is
Listen,
watch videos and play video games all day long.
Yeah. And then here we are. Would you get any more piercings? Nope. Did that. They're just there now. And I've had them for so long. They're there. Dad tripping the snowboard dad. No. He doesn't snowboard. He used to ski. And
Right.
he got me, him and my mom got me skiing when I was 3?
Yeah.
Again. 3 years old, started skiing. And I slowly graduated to snowboarding just because of skateboarding. And I was like, well, if I'm doing that, I want to be cool and do this thing. And so now I do snowboarding. Can your father teach us how to be as cool as him? Nope.
It's a God-given trait right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. It wasn't easy either.
Yeah. Future merch. We've got shirts available now, stickers available now, and a air fresheners. A couple air fresheners available, and then we're going to try to do some bandanas in the future, and some other little things. Maybe mugs. I don't know.
Cool.
How cool.
Air fresheners.
Jump on the bandwagon, do the face mask and everything.
Air fresheners.
yeah.
Air fresheners is a great idea. You
We
ever
have-
smell that dog fart?
That's what I put. Well, it's called dog shit,
Oh my, yeah.
but it's not.
That is a brilliant idea.
But you can't. I mean, it's a joke. We can't like bottle up a dog fart and put it in an air
no,
freshener.
I mean, you have to cover up his.
Oh, cover his up. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I've smelled yours, Lucas. And nothing compared to his.
You should build your dad his own van. He wouldn't use it if I did. I might be building out an Airstream here soon, which might open the channel up to new content. That's
interesting.
one of the things we're it's an idea. It's an idea right now that we're throwing around just because it's like a step up and something. Really like your filming, the quirky shots with animation clips is fun. The choice of music is cool. Any news from your girlfriend? Oh, yeah. Cumin is still out.
She's still modeling.
Yeah, she's still out modeling. So I haven't updated. I don't know. She's still out. They did have a pause on the shoot, the Total Recall shoots that she was on because of coronavirus. So they might be picking that back up here soon. I don't think he would snowboard if he doesn't ski anymore either. He got bad knees and he just says he can't do anything anymore. Right?
Right. Getting out of bed is, man, I expect a silver medal every time I get out of bed.
You've snowboarded a couple times, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, you've gone out. Have you?
No.
No? Do you ever want to?
Yeah.
Try it? Give it a shot? It's kind of a pain in the butt. It'll beat you up. But it's fun.
Yeah, once you hit your first black diamond and you get through it.
Yeah, if you bounce down the moguls.
Well, my first black diamond, I went down on my
Hands off the
butt.
top.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So, but once I actually got through one, standing up the whole time, it was a lot
Damn
more
proud
fun.
of yourself.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Well, shit, yeah. The first time I skied in Colorado, and we hit black diamonds up there in Vail.
Marbaris, $2. Will there be more skate videos?
Dude,
Yeah. So I
back
hope
on my skis
once
under
this
the
quarantine
wheel.
things start to lighten up,
Yeah.
we're gonna go on a little skate trip with my buddies, maybe go around Chicago and do some stuff because that's where my buddies are, and film it in the van and do a little thing. Should be fun, as long as none of us get super hurt. Hi, internet family. Are you helping remodel other rooms besides the bathroom? Yes, eventually. I would hope to. Is that an anonymous $10? I don't know how that works, or did that just pop up? Oh, Erica B. Hope this covers a round of beer or bubbly or high C for all. Thank you.
Thank you.
That'll cover. Yeah. Thank you very much. What was I just answering? Oh, other rooms, rooms. Yeah.
There's one in the works right now.
Yeah. So Steve's actually going to come out and help me with the back
Really?
room. Yeah. We've
Tell
talked
me,
about it.
I hadn't heard it yet.
Yeah.
Some windows and doors. And
Yeah. So
Very
Steve's
good,
going to come
very
out and help me build out this like back patio room and do a deck out there in Joe's yard. And we're going to put a hot tub in. So that's going to happen. And he also has a kitchen remodel that he's wanting to do. So I'll probably pull Greg in for that. I've been talking to him about that as well. And yeah, then his living room and things like that. So it's just slowly we're working on some stuff. And then my mom's got some things she wants me to touch up on me out for a little bit. So I'm taking a week off.
Step out of your.
It's actually not. How long did it take you to the bathroom?
A month.
It's not bad.
And a month
For
and a week.
never doing it before and not knowing what you were getting into when you're demoing it.
I'd only done like small remodel like over a summer, and it wasn't huge like large format tile or anything like that. It was just gutting mostly and then putting things. But I definitely didn't expect all that shit to happen. Let me try to catch up, guys. Oh my goodness. Archer Escape Fund. I'll give it to him. I'll make sure I'll buy out some stuff for him.
Give him a little hobo nap.
Does Archer have toys? He does have toys. He really likes little mice, little catnip mice. They're tiny and he hides them around. And then he loves Q-tips. So I know that's a little dangerous, but he, for some reason, thinks they're the coolest thing ever. And so I'll let him play with some Q-tips and then I'll take them and hide them. But when he's hungry,
The batons.
yeah, and he has a toy that he likes, he'll take the toy and put it in his little food bowl and present it to me. Hey, Ben. Hey, Lori. How long do I plan to let the hair go? I don't plan on letting it go much longer than this. I really didn't want it to get this long, but where I go get my hair cut because of quarantine, they're booked. They're booked for the next 2 months. So now I have to find a new barber, someone to cut my hair. I might have my mom trim it because it's so
Grab the blowtorch.
crazy. Yeah, some nice old shears. How long is them? Look at how old those are.
Don't worry.
Yeah, dug those up.
Steve, you gotta hang back up.
Where did you learn all the handy stuff, Dad? Yeah, I guess so. I think a lot of things, it's just like, I mean, even the van build itself, I knew a couple things going into it. I didn't realize how naive I was until I started doing it and how little I did know. And now that I watch back on the footage, I'm like, holy shit. All those questions I was asking, all those things that I was having everybody else do, I had no idea. But it's like you don't learn until you try. So you kind of just have to go and give it a shot.
That's it.
No better teacher than experience.
Yeah, and you just pick things up from there. A lot of failure, but you that's how you do things. You know, nothing's ever perfect.
That's right.
And so
You fall on your face, you get yourself back up, and you go charging forward again and fall on your face and get back up.
yeah. Hello, mutant frogs. That's a good name. Archie squad. There's a whole squad. I should have just brought him here. He would have not come up here if I did, but
I'd be by him.
Yeah, you could have tried to hold him, but he would have scratched the shit out of him.
At least I'm good at petting cats.
They're giving you money for doing nothing. I guess they are. We're sitting here talking. We're doing nothing. I guess it's the collective thing that we've done. We've made a lot of content and released it, and so that's what we're getting paid for from the
Entertainment.
Dirtbag Van Boys, buddy. Love the sticker, fun. Awesome. Thanks, man. Thank you for the $10. You're always a super big supporter. We really appreciate you.
Can't even see it. Is it here?
Yep.
I do see it.
Oh, they said they see a girl in the background cheating. They're talking about that creepy thing you have. Go grab that.
Bertha.
Do you have a name for that one?
Bertha.
Really?
Yeah.
Bertha. Did you blow her up? She's got like.
She's got bullet holes in her.
Oh, that's
those were
terrifying.
rats.
Those are BB holes?
Yeah. Well, no, 22s.
22 holes.
Yeah. He got one pellet to go through the eye. The rest are 22 holes.
I didn't even notice that.
Face paint that I put on her washed off. Except for the one on the head.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Does that say yeet? That's a new thing right now. Yeet.
Yeet.
Okay. I'll give you a haircut if you go to Colorado. Okay, you can give me a haircut if I'm ever out there. I'll call you up and if I still have hair at that point.
Oh yeah. I forgot that I did this with my sword. Oh no, this was from Pocket Knife.
How do I manage Archer's cat litter? I scoop it a couple times a week, once a week, depending on how much he gets to go outside. Just like I normally would in a house. Throw it away. $5 from the Armored Christian. I've been watching your videos for a long time and really enjoy the goofy self that you are. This isn't much, but hopefully this will help. It all helps. Thank you so much for donating. I'm super grateful for that. We all are. When are you going to take your plastic girlfriend on a real date? I guess I need a little bit more money. Don't want to let her down. I want to treat her nice.
She is a model.
She's got
used
high
to the finer
standards.
things.
I like your dad's philosophy: fall on your face and get up and fall on your face again. Yeah.
Just as long as you keep getting up.
Hit her with the cannon. We could do that. We could easily do that, actually. I'll write that down. We can do that.
That's the grand finale.
Yeet is pretty old, man.
Calling you out.
I got it from
Laserbeam. Is that like a Twitch streamer guy or gamer?
He does stream on Twitch, but I don't really watch
Okay.
Twitch. I just watch it.
It's from Laserbeam, guys. Duh.
That looks like Greg though too. You gotta look at it this way. Greg couldn't make it, so
I'll give you a haircut if you come to Chicago. That's a bit closer. My kids love your pets. We all think their thoughts are entertaining. Oh, and you are too. Yeah, we have a lot of fun with
Rocky's
giving their
joking.
thoughts. Yeah. I wish they were just like real. Like he could just make little squeak noises and hear what he's saying. He's pretty expressionate with his eyes, though. You can kind of tell.
My dad actually asked me if he was squeaking when I was petting him. When he first pulled up.
Probably farting. You squish him hard enough.
yeah.
Does your family mock your vegetarianism? Yeah, probably a bit. Right? Yeah. My mom's pretty supportive on it and cool with it. I'm a pescatarian though, ovo-lacto pescatarian, lacto-ovo-pescatarian. So I eat fish
And cheese.
and cheese and milk, dairy. What are the chances of us ladies can get a pair of anomalies? Soon as in a couple months, because that's how long it'll take. But yeah, that's in the works. We're going to try to get larger sizes, as in more sizes. So small sizes and big sizes.
Woohoo.
His pair doesn't fit him yet, but that's fine. He'll grow in.
Oh, really?
Sure.
Jovan, Lotus, thank you for sending positive vibes from the Canadian Rockies. $10. That's super nice of you. Thank you. Yeah, I do need to learn how to stand on a surfboard. All right, we ran for an hour now. Thank you guys for coming on here and everybody who had some awesome questions, and we appreciate all the donations as well. And I needed to stop answering all these questions, but okay. Thank you, everybody. Say bye. Say bye. Say bye. 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 Have a good weekend. Till next time. We've got some stuff to do around here. All right.